What if I told you a quarterback once finished a season with more yards and touchdowns than many of Mahomes and Brady's best years, all while standing 6 feet 4 inches, weighing 260 pounds, and moving like a running back? In 2004, Daunte Culpepper put together one of the greatest quarterback seasons in NFL history. But when we talk about elite quarterbacks of that era, his name rarely comes up. A career-defining moment would forever alter his trajectory in the league. Was Culpepper truly an all-time great talent whose potential went unfulfilled? Or simply a good quarterback who caught lightning in a bottle? By the end of this video, you'll understand why Culpepper's legacy deserves a more prominent chapter in NFL history. Some stories begin before the main character takes their first breath. In a Florida correctional facility in January 1977, a baby boy was born to an incarcerated mother who couldn't raise him. Enter Emma Culpepper, a corrections worker with a heart bigger than most. She saw something special in this newborn and took him home when he was just 1 day old, adding him to her household of over 15 adopted children. That child was Daunte Culpepper, and his journey from abandoned infant to NFL superstar is nothing short of remarkable. Emma's unwavering support provided the foundation for Culpepper to develop into an extraordinary athlete. At Vanguard High School in Ocala, he didn't just play football, he dominated it, while excelling in basketball and baseball as well. Standing 6 feet 4 inches with a powerful frame that would eventually fill out to 260 pounds, Culpepper possessed a rare combination of size and athleticism that made him a nightmare for opposing high school defenses. His senior season numbers speak volumes: 3,070 passing yards, 602 rushing yards, and enough highlight reel plays to earn him Florida's prestigious Mr. Football Award in 1994. With career totals of 6,107 passing yards and 57 touchdown passes at Vanguard, Culpepper should have been recruited by every major program in the country. But football isn't always a meritocracy. Despite his undeniable talent, the nation's powerhouse programs grew hesitant when questions arose about his standardized test scores. Would he qualify academically? Could they risk a scholarship on him? As blue-chip schools backed away, Culpepper faced his first significant career crossroads. The University of Central Florida, then competing at the Division II level, saw what others missed: a diamond that just needed some polish. UCF offered not just a football scholarship, but academic tutoring to ensure he could succeed in the classroom. It was a perfect match, a school willing to invest in his total development and a player grateful for the opportunity. What happened next rewrote UCF's record books. Culpepper didn't just succeed, he transformed the program's identity. He shattered approximately 30 school records during his collegiate career, amassing 11,412 passing yards and 84 touchdown passes. His accuracy was astounding, culminating in a 73.6% completion percentage in 1998 that stood as an NCAA record for a decade. Perhaps most impressively, he joined the elite club of only 3 players in NCAA history to surpass both 10,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards in a career. NFL scouts couldn't ignore his physical gifts and production, though some questioned whether his success came against lower-level competition. In the 1999 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings selected Culpepper 11th overall, making him the 4th quarterback taken, behind Tim Couch, Donovan McNabb, and Akili Smith. His massive hands, larger than most NFL linemen, allowed him to palm and control the football like few quarterbacks ever could, while his powerful legs gave him running ability that defensive coordinators feared. What happened next defied convention. Instead of throwing their prized rookie quarterback into the fire immediately, as is often the practice with first-round selections, the Vikings took a patient approach. Culpepper spent his entire rookie season learning behind veterans Randall Cunningham and Jeff George, watching, studying, and developing without the pressure of immediate performance. This developmental year proved invaluable, allowing him to absorb the complexities of NFL defenses and adapt his game to professional speed. When Culpepper finally took the reins in 2000, the wait proved worthwhile. In his first season as a starter, he exploded onto the NFL scene with 3,937 passing yards and a league-leading 33 touchdown passes, guiding the Vikings to an 11-5 record and earning his first Pro Bowl selection. His dual-threat capabilities presented a problem that defenses weren't yet equipped to handle. a quarterback with the arm talent to make every throw and the physical strength to break tackles like a running back. What makes Culpepper truly special in NFL history is that he wasn't just a physical marvel, he was a prototype. Years before Cam Newton was breaking tackles and Josh Allen was stiff-arming defenders, Culpepper was redefining what a quarterback could be. He wasn't merely a big quarterback who could occasionally run, he was a legitimate dual-threat weapon whose physical style would become the template for a generation of quarterbacks that followed. While Culpepper revolutionized the quarterback position with his dual-threat capabilities, his 2004 season remains the NFL's greatest statistical achievement that almost nobody talks about. The football world was looking elsewhere that year. Peyton Manning captured headlines by obliterating the touchdown pass record with 49 scores, while Tom Brady cemented his dynasty status by securing another Super Bowl ring. But in Minnesota, something historic was quietly unfolding. The numbers Culpepper produced that season were absurd. His 4,717 passing yards topped the entire NFL. His completion percentage reached a staggering 69.2% in an era when 60% was considered highly efficient. Adding 39 touchdown passes against just 11 interceptions, Culpepper displayed a level of precision that would impress even by today's standards. This dominant dual-threat quarterback also added 406 rushing yards and 2 more touchdowns with his legs. When combining his passing and rushing totals, Culpepper amassed 5,123 yards of total offense, breaking Dan Marino's single-season record that had stood untouched for 2 decades since 1984. This wasn't just a great season, it was a historic achievement that rewrote the NFL record books. What makes these numbers even more remarkable is their efficiency. Culpepper's 8.6 yards per attempt would lead the NFL in most modern seasons, showcasing his ability to push the ball downfield while maintaining accuracy. Today's analytics experts would salivate over this combination of volume and efficiency, the statistical profile that teams dream about when designing modern offenses. The context makes this season even more impressive. Culpepper maintained elite production even when star receiver Randy Moss was sidelined with a hamstring injury for 5 games. Instead of collapsing without his primary weapon, Culpepper threw for 1,179 yards with 9 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions during Moss's absence, a passer rating that would make most quarterbacks envious, especially considering he was missing arguably the most dominant deep threat in NFL history. Unlike Peyton Manning, who distributed passes to an embarrassment of receiving riches that season, Culpepper elevated his supporting cast. His leading receiver, Nate Burleson, barely eclipsed 1,000 yards. The rest of his production came from spreading the ball effectively to a collection of solid but unspectacular targets. This ability to elevate everyone around him rather than relying on a star-studded receiving corps was perhaps the most underappreciated aspect of his brilliance. As Hall of Famer Chris Carter observed during that 2004 campaign, "What we're seeing is a lot of history unfolding right before our eyes." Carter recognized the magnitude of Culpepper's achievement while it was happening. Yet somehow, the football world at large has nearly forgotten this masterpiece. When adjusted for era, considering how passing statistics have inflated in the years since, Culpepper's 2004 season stands among the top quarterback performances ever recorded. By advanced metrics that account for the passing environment of the time, this campaign ranks in the top 5 to 10 quarterback seasons in NFL history, alongside legendary years from Brady, Manning, Marino, and Montana. The statistical dominance displayed that season was pioneering. Culpepper's combination of rushing threat, downfield passing, and pinpoint accuracy created a template for what modern quarterback play would eventually become. Years before Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson were redefining expectations for the position, Culpepper was already doing things that seemed impossible for someone his size. Culpepper's remarkable 2004 campaign should have cemented his legacy among the NFL's elite quarterbacks. Instead, it became a footnote in football history, overshadowed by circumstances beyond his control. While he was busy dominating statistically, the eyes of the football world were fixed elsewhere, on Peyton Manning's record-shattering 49 touchdown passes that same season. Manning's achievement, which broke Dan Marino's long-standing record, consumed media coverage and pushed Culpepper's equally impressive feats to the margins of public consciousness. The media fixation on Manning created a shadow that Culpepper simply couldn't escape. His historic performance was buried beneath daily updates about Manning's touchdown count, relegating Culpepper's name to the bottom of sports pages and afterthoughts on highlight shows. This overwhelming media narrative established the foundation for his eventual historical erasure. Beyond the media, team-related factors severely compromised Culpepper's legacy. Despite his individual brilliance, the Vikings' defense surrendered 24.7 points per game, ranking 28th in the NFL, transforming what could have been a championship season into a mediocre 8-8 finish. This defensive collapse, combined with just one playoff victory during his tenure against the Packers in 2004, created a perception gap his statistical brilliance couldn't overcome in an era when championships increasingly defined quarterback greatness. The persistent stigma that Culpepper succeeded merely because of Randy Moss further damaged his reputation. Despite maintaining elite production during Moss's absences, this system quarterback label clung to him with stubborn persistence. The football world seemed determined to attribute his success to external factors rather than his remarkable talent. Organizational instability delivered the final blow to Culpepper's career trajectory. The departure of offensive coordinator Scott Linehan after 2004 proved catastrophic. Linehan had masterfully designed an offense that maximized Culpepper's unique skill set, his pinpoint accuracy, and punishing running ability. With Linehan gone, that carefully crafted system collapsed, and no subsequent coaching staff managed to recreate it. The Vikings' dysfunction extended to ownership as well. Under Mahomes, the team operated with minimal investment in infrastructure, creating a culture that failed to support player development and retain coaching talent. As Culpepper struggled within this deteriorating environment, the infamous Love Boat scandal generated national headlines and brought unwanted scrutiny to the team's culture. Still, the off-field issues meant that his achievements were further overshadowed by controversy. What happens when extraordinary talent collides with organizational chaos? Culpepper's career provides a sobering answer. Had he played for an organization with coaching continuity, defensive competence, and front office stability, would his name now appear alongside Brady and Manning in discussions of the era's greatest quarterbacks? The evidence suggests it might, but football history rarely accommodates what-ifs. What remains certain is that Culpepper's exclusion from conversations about the era's elite quarterbacks stems not from individual performance failures, but from a perfect storm of external factors. His 2004 season, one of the most impressive quarterback campaigns ever, remains buried beneath layers of contextual complications, a testament to how fragile legacy can be in the unforgiving world of professional football. For all the statistical brilliance and physical dominance that defined Daunte Culpepper's career, everything changed in a moment that lasted less than 5 seconds. On October 30th, 2005, the Vikings quarterback who once seemed destined for football immortality saw his trajectory permanently altered on a rain-soaked field in Carolina. The Vikings entered that Sunday with a disappointing 2-4 record, a far cry from the expectations following Culpepper's historic 2004 campaign. Already facing criticism for the team's poor start, Culpepper scrambled for 18 yards against the Panthers, a routine play he'd executed countless times before. But as cornerback Chris Gamble made contact, Culpepper's massive frame twisted awkwardly. The sickening pop echoed across the field. Players winced. Trainers rushed forward. Culpepper lay on the sodden turf, his face contorted in pain as rain pelted down around him. In that single devastating collision, 3 critical ligaments in Culpepper's right knee, the ACL, MCL, and PCL, simultaneously tore apart. Each ligament served as a critical architectural support for the knee joint, and together they formed the complex network allowing elite athletes to cut, pivot, and absorb impact. The damage was catastrophic. Many NFL careers have ended from tearing just one ligament, but Culpepper destroyed 3 at once. For a 260-pound quarterback whose game was built on his unique blend of power and mobility, this injury was nothing short of career-shattering. A pocket passer might have had a fighting chance to return to form, but Culpepper's ability to outrun linebackers and break tackles had vanished in an instant. The very attributes that made him special, his size, strength, and surprising agility, now worked against his recovery. The aftermath only complicated matters. Culpepper chose to rehabilitate in Florida near his home rather than Minnesota, creating immediate tension with the Vikings' new ownership group. What might have been a straightforward recovery process became entangled in organizational politics and communication breakdowns. During his rehabilitation, Culpepper expressed growing frustration with the NFL's apparent lack of interest in his comeback. When free agency began this year, I had a new sense of excitement about continuing to rebuild my career, he said. Unfortunately, what I found out was that the league did not share any of the optimism about me as an unrestricted free agent that I expected. The Vikings traded Culpepper to Miami, where his comeback attempt failed dramatically. His post-injury statistics tell the sobering story. Across 3 teams, Miami, Oakland, and Detroit, over his final 3 seasons, he managed just 3,205 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions in 14 starts, a stark contrast to the quarterback who once produced nearly 5,000 yards and 39 touchdowns in a single season. Modern medicine might have offered Culpepper a different outcome. Today's surgical techniques, rehabilitation protocols, and revolutionary approaches to strength training have transformed recovery possibilities. Adrian Peterson's remarkable comeback from an ACL tear demonstrated what's possible with contemporary treatment, but even Peterson's recovery involved only a single ligament, not the catastrophic triple tear Culpepper experienced. What makes Culpepper's story particularly poignant is that his decline definitively silenced the system quarterback criticisms. Without Randy Moss, without Scott Linehan's offense, and with deteriorating physical capabilities, Culpepper couldn't produce at an elite level anymore. But this didn't prove his critics right. It merely demonstrated how special his healthy years truly were when he could elevate any offense regardless of circumstances. So where does Daunte Culpepper stand in the hierarchy of NFL quarterbacks? The evidence speaks for itself. In his prime, Culpepper wasn't just good, he was transformational, combining rare physical gifts with precision passing in ways that redefined what a quarterback could be. His 2004 season remains one of the most dominant quarterback performances ever witnessed. Today, his legacy extends beyond the field, as he remains active in community service, working with the African American Adoption Agency, a fitting continuation for a man whose own life story began with adoption. Culpepper's impact on football endures through his coaching of youth sports, passing along the fundamentals that made him great. When you see today's dual-threat quarterbacks extending plays and delivering strikes downfield, you're witnessing Culpepper's influence. Before Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, Culpepper blazed that trail, a brilliant star whose light continues to guide the evolution of the game we love. So was Daunte Culpepper elite? His legacy of inspiration both on and off the field gives us our answer.